When you understand this concept, you will be very, very wealthy. And I'm going to use money as an analogy because if you can understand it on this very basic level, you can apply this to all areas of your life. If you haven't watched my previous video about metacognition, stop this, go watch it, and then come back to this one. Okay, let's go deeper. Money is actually the easiest thing that you can get. It's everywhere and it wants to be spent. The struggle people have with money is that they don't know how to maintain it. Keeping it, managing it, making it circulate, they struggle with that. And it's because they don't know how to be in a flow state. Being in a flow state is not about luck. It's not even about your intelligence. And it's not even about discipline, because I know people with a lot of money and great relationships and they have no discipline. I'm just going to tell you now. It's about how aware of you are you. Most people don't lose money because they're bad at math. They lose their money because they don't know how to recognize their own patterns. They don't know how to soothe their own emotions. Being the observer in their own life triggers anxiety. That's like someone looking at their bank account and getting anxious, and so they stop looking at their bank account because they don't want to get anxious, and then they don't realize that they don't got no money. And most of the time, people don't know that they are learning poverty behaviors, which is actually not about money. That's a mental issue, and they continue to keep the pattern going. Okay, this is why I told you to go watch the previous video, because I'm going to talk about metacognition. Metacognition is when you are able to be aware of the thoughts that you have and stop the thoughts before the thoughts even start, but you are able to stop the thoughts at the sight of the thought. You're able to break a pattern before the pattern starts. You're able to redirect a behavior with the thought because you're able to change your thoughts within a thought. I know, go watch the previous video if you haven't already. So you're probably watching this because you want to create some results in your life by being in the flow state. Well, using metacognition, when you are the observer, being the observer in your life, and you can observe your thoughts and patterns and redirect your behaviors, you can put yourself in a flow state because you can stop the negative behaviors and red flags in your life before they even begin, because you've already saw it coming. Again, money is just the example for this video, but it can apply to relationships. Like, why do you keep attracting the same partner when you don't like that type of partner? For instance, some people get in relationships, there's red flags, they continue to stay in the relationship thinking that they can fix it. Well, the idea or the thought is that they can fix someone. You can't fix anyone but yourself. But because you believe that you can fix someone, you continue on the pattern until you think that you're fixing them, and then totally get fucked up in the end because you couldn't fix nobody but yourself. Same with stress. Why do you always feel overwhelmed? Well, it's because you didn't listen to your body telling you that it was stressful and remove yourself from the situation or the circumstance. And because you continue to stay in that circumstance, you continue to feel stressed, and then your body just gets into a pattern of staying overwhelmed. The same applies to happiness. Why don't you feel content? Because you keep postponing something that you didn't have to postpone, which then delays the happiness and the effects that you should have been feeling. Because if you would have felt it soon enough or earlier on, you would have been able to be in a behavior or a flow state in which you're able to continue to attract things that make you happy. So you're not happy because you're not doing things that make you happy. Again, it doesn't take a genius. It just takes someone who's willing to be aware of themselves. Meta. Now, this is not about fixing anything. This is about recognizing patterns and being aware of behaviors and stopping them before they start, which is taking an unconscious feeling, thought, idea, and bringing it into your consciousness. Because the moment you can recognize a pattern, you're no longer trapped by it. You still get to choose because this is free will. You're not responding, you're initiating. That's freedom. That's you being in control. That's you being imperfectly perfect, because you can recognize that you're not perfect with your imperfections, but you're able to recognize that you're perfect through your authenticity. No one can force you into anything. That's why you have to become aware. That's how you upgrade your life. Patterns will continue to run until you can recognize them and stop them. And being aware of yourself is the actual wealth. That's because you're able to recognize your flow state, stay in the flow state, and attract everything that's within that flow. I hope that helps somebody. That's the message for today. I'm probably going to post another video though. Okay. Bye, baby.